Hey, this is Nathan from Gotcha SEO Academy, and in this lesson I'm going to show you how to use the outbound system for landing new clients. But first, what is the outbound marketing system? Outbound marketing is often referred to as push marketing, but it means that you're the one pushing for new clients. You're the one reaching out to qualified prospects and trying to persuade them to become a client. Now, this is different than the inbound system, or sometimes referred to as pull marketing, which is the process of attracting leads to your business using inbound marketing. In layman's terms, outbound means you're going to get clients, and inbound means they're coming to you. Now, before I can show you the outbound methods, I need to show you how to get contact information. And that's because you'll be sending emails, so this is critical. Hunter.io is my personal favorite tool. Just enter the target company's domain and let Hunter.io work its magic. Sometimes it won't produce any results, and that's why you'll need to use Viola Norbert as a backup option. Just open up Viola Norbert and enter the first name and last name and the domain of the prospect you're trying to reach. And if these two tools don't produce any results, then I recommend using LinkedIn to find the point of contact you're trying to reach. Those three tactics should help you find most companies' point of contact information. Now let me show you the process. First, you're going to identify a point of leverage. Some possible leverage points you can use are the following. The company is ranking on page 5 of Google or worse for their most important keywords. The company is paying for Google Ads but has no organic search visibility. The company doesn't have an SSL certificate installed. The company's website isn't mobile friendly. The company's website loads slowly. The company's website doesn't have Google Analytics or a Facebook Pixel installed. The company hasn't claimed or properly set up their Google My Business listing. Or lastly, the company has inconsistent NAPW information, which is name, address, phone, and website. So what you'll do now is gather a large list of prospects, then go through each of these items and see if their website or company is displaying any of these points of leverage. Then from there, you'll develop a customized pitch based on the issue they have. For example, let's say the company is ranking on page 5 or worse for the target keywords. What you would do is pitch a free video audit to help them identify what's holding their SEO performance back. Then once they agree, you perform the audit. Then after you deliver the audit, you just ask them if they would like you to handle the SEO campaign for them. Now, how you approach the pitch will depend on your level of experience. So if you're trying to build a portfolio, then it would make sense for you to either work for free or for a low amount, as I described in the previous video. You can also pitch a microservice before trying to score the large full-service SEO contract. This will turn your prospect into a paying customer, but without them having to make a big commitment up front. And I will have all these different sales processes, combinations below this video, but the first way to land clients using the outbound system is through finding leverage. And this will make you different than 80% of all SEOs because you're taking the time to analyze these businesses and develop an intelligent, targeted pitch. I'll have a few different downloads below this video to help guide you through this process. First, I'll have a Google Sheet template you can copy for prospecting and identifying leverage points and tracking your outreach. Second, I'll have many different sales processes you can use depending on the type of leverage you've identified. And lastly, I'll have outreach templates to support each point of leverage. Now let's talk about the second best way to land new clients, and that's partnering with digital marketing agencies. In short, you'll do SEO for the agency's clients on a white label basis. That means you'll do the work and get the results, but they'll take credit for the results and communicate directly with the client. You're simply working on the back end. Now, this is a great arrangement in the beginning because A, you don't have to focus on sales other than the initial sale with the agency, and B, you don't have to deal with direct customer service because you'll only be communicating with the agency. Now, the downsides are that the monthly retainers will be smaller per client because the agency has to make a profit. Now, the good news is that this is usually offset by the quantity of clients that an agency will send you. In fact, I used this exact method when I first got started. I had white label agreements with several agencies in the beginning, and this was a great source of income, which led to all kinds of other opportunities down the road. I recommend combining both white label and direct to client to maximize your income growth. So with that said, how do you actually land white label agreements? First, you have to know what types of companies to target. I recommend making a list of all digital marketing, internet marketing, SEO, PPC, graphic design, or web design companies, or basically any type of business that may provide SEO services. Secondly, you have to understand why an agency would even want to outsource their SEO to you. The main reason why they're open to outsourcing is because it saves them time and doesn't force them to hire and train employees. And if an agency gets more time, they can focus on bringing in new clients. Now, the most important part for them, though, is to work with a competent SEO who can actually get their clients results. But of course, that won't be a problem as long as you follow and execute the framework in the SEO portion of Gotcha SEO Academy. Now, the last piece of the puzzle will depend on your level of experience. So if you're new, I recommend pitching the agency that you'll work for free on one of their client campaigns just to prove yourself. You need to emphasize that they have nothing to lose by hiring you. And trust me on this one, the long-term value of this approach is worth working for free for a little bit of time, because if you do a solid job, a single agency could send you enough clients to replace your day job income. At least that's what happened for me. I'll have some white label SEO outreach templates below this video that you can use. And there are a few other places you should be monitoring and trying to score clients as well. The first is in the gig section on Craigslist. I landed several clients through Craigslist when I first started, and you can use the same leverage methods I've shown you to score clients here. I also recommend setting up a profile on WeGrowth, Upwork, Freelancer, and even Guru. Constantly monitor these websites for new opportunities and apply to as many as you can. You have nothing to lose by applying and learning what works during this application process. I'll tell you this, I've hired many freelancers on Upwork, and I almost always hire the person that has the best attention to detail. For example, in my job postings, I'll inject something like, write the word banana in your proposal. The people that don't do it are automatically disqualified because it shows that they, A, didn't take the time to actually read the job posting, which implies laziness, or they don't have enough time to service my company the right way, and B, it implies that they can't follow instructions or have a low attention to detail. And these are all bad qualities, and that's why I eliminate those possibilities at the onset. So the main takeaway is that putting in a little more effort than the average freelancer will produce far better results. Most people on these freelancing websites are focused on quantity. I recommend focusing on quality. Think about it this way. If you submitted just one detailed and thoughtful SEO proposal per day for 3 months, you will have sent off 90 quality proposals. If you converted just 3% of these proposals into new clients, you would have 3 new clients, and this is being very conservative as far as output and conversion rates. And believe it or not, increasing your client base is sometimes nothing more than just putting in consistent, quality work over time. And the best way to illustrate this is through a quick story. In 1993, a 23-year-old named Trent Dreisman was hired by a bank in Abbotsford, Canada. And upon his hiring, people didn't expect much of him, but then they started to take notice how quickly he was progressing. Dreisman used a simple method each morning to excel at his new job. He simply placed 2 jars on his desk, and one was filled with 120 paper clips and the other was empty. Then after every sales call, Dreisman would take 1 paper clip and move it to the empty jar, and he didn't stop until all the paper clips were moved. This signified that he made 120 sales calls for the day. And by using this simple and consistent method, Dreisman was making $75,000 per year, which is the equivalent of $125,000 today within only 18 months, and then landed another big job shortly thereafter. So the main takeaway here is that consistency pays off. Most people aren't consistent and won't do this type of work, and that's your advantage. Do the work and be consistent, because those 2 qualities are the key to producing results using the outbound system for landing new SEO clients. And the crazy part is that I haven't even showed you the inbound system that you'll be stacking with this one. But that's all for this lesson. Your downloads will be below this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.